Hi everyone, it's Karen and I'm back with a quick little unboxing video and a pen test video for this brand new Bible that I bought a couple days ago that I want to use for my Bible study. And in this one I am going to specifically be studying Bible passages and taking notes. There'll be very little artwork done in this one. It's probably just going to be ink and highlighter type pens. And that's about it. I have my other Bibles that I use for more artistic expression. And this one I want to have it be for basically for just studying the Bible. So I had a few things in mind for what I wanted specifically for this journal. I wanted it to be a New King James Version because that's the Bible that we're currently using at the church I'm going to right now. So I want it to be, this specific one, I wanted it to be New King James. That way if I'm following along with sermon studies or doing additional journaling after the sermons are done or after the Wednesday Bible study and prayer meetings, I wanted to use that. So I wanted New King James. I wanted it to be a journaling Bible so that it would have the wider columns along the side. And I also wanted it to be large print because, to put it simply, my eyes are getting older and I prefer the larger print. I don't care if it makes for a larger Bible, that's fine. I possibly will be carrying it to and from church with me. More than likely it'll spend the majority of its time at home. So even if I do take it to church, it's easy enough to just pick it up, take it. I don't have to walk miles with it or take a bus or anything. It's easy enough to carry it out to my car and away we go. So I went to Ollie's. I don't know if you guys have an Ollie's store close by where you live, but where I am, about 20-minute drive from us in a nearby town, they have an Ollie's store. And it's basically a store that sells discount and surplus buyout stuff. And they tend to have a really nice section on Bibles and faith-based books. So there's usually a really good selection there. I paid $23 for this, $22.99. It's this specific Bible on Amazon and other online places is usually $35. So I got a pretty good savings on it, so that's a bonus. Not sure if that's, yeah, there we go. The back of the box, it comes in a nice hard box. It'll probably live in the box for a while and then I'll probably forget to keep it in there. The bottom, the top looks the same. So we'll open it up and put the box aside. We don't need that right in this minute. So it's a nice soft cover, leather. Yep, leather. Had to sniff it. And it's the spine. And it is a Bible that it lays flat, which is nice. But you can see it's the journaling Bible, so it has faint lines on the margins. It's also a single column as well, so it's not a double column. And for doing Bible journaling, I kind of would rather have the single column because that allows me to not have to try to decide, okay, if I have two columns, am I making notes on this column or this column? I can just make notes along from the one column and not have to worry about that. They're cream colored pages. I'm neither here nor there whether it's bright white pages or cream yellowy colored pages. I'm not fussed one way or the other about that. Although I think overall, I think the cream color pages are a little easier on the eye. The white seems to be a little bit starker and harder on my eyes. So again, New King James Version, journaling Bible, large print. It hit all the check marks I had for this. So here's just the very beginning of it, alphabetical listing of the Bible and in order in the Bible for an index. So I will admit I sometimes have to check in here to find out what page, exactly where to find a particular book in the Bible. Just a little intro piece, and then we move into the New Testament. So it has one single ribbon bookmark, and at the back, and it's red letter. I like the red letter Bibles as well. And at the back there are several pages, full pages for notes. Not a lot, but there's three full pages or 6 sides of the pages for taking notes. And this is where I'm going to do some of my pen tests. I think I'll start at the back and work towards the front just in case I want extra space for journaling for the very end of the Bible and the very end of Revelation. So I'm going to turn this sideways. I'm going to scooch in a little bit more. And I have a variety of pens so far that I want to try out. I have others. I'll grab them in just a minute, but I'm going to start with these ones. My first one is a Signo Uniball DX. And I'm going to learn from my lesson on my previous Bible where I did pen tests on there, and then I didn't indicate what it was. So I'm going to keep track of that here. So this is a Signo. And this is a .38 nib. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm showing you the other side of the page. There's a little bit of ghosting where I can see a little bit through the other side, but it's not distracting. It doesn't bleed through completely. So this one's, again, this is just a fine point gel pen. So that one will be good. Then I have a couple of my Pigma Microns. I have a .01 and a .02. So they're really, really fine point pens. And a lot of people absolutely love their Pigma Microns, and I'm with them. I love the Pigma Micron pens. So there's the Pigma Micron 01 and the Pigma Micron 02. And again, there's some faint ghosting, there's some faint ghosting, but there's no bleed through. And again, I'm perfectly fine with being able to see a tiny bit of the text of my handwriting through the other side. That's fine. These are tool pens. I think that's how you pronounce them. And they're also a fine point. I don't know exactly what it is, but, or what the number is on it, but it's listed as a fine point. So I'll try the different colors I have. And again, with those, there's a slight ghosting, but there's no bleed through. So now I want to try a couple other pens. If you hang around this channel for a little while, you're going to find out that I have a thing for pens. I have oodles and oodles of pens. So the next ones I want to try are, and I have a few extra bits and pieces in here, but the majority of the pens in here are the Staedtler Tri-Plus Fine Liner pens. Whoops, you're going out of focus. So I'll try a couple of those just to see how these are. I don't think I'll be using these. So there's more ghosting, and there are also several little dots of bleed through that happened for me. So those guys are out. Although this is one of the darker colors. The lighter colors maybe are a bit better. Let's try one more. We'll try this pretty green. And it's much the same. The ghosting is heavier, and there is some bleed through where I've brought the pen to the end of each line. So we'll not use these guys. So they'll go back in the drawer, and I'll use them for my bullet journaling and other good stuff. Or I'll use them for doing notes on other paper. Then I have a nice big collection of the Papermate Flair pens. So these are a medium point. My gut feel is that these are not going to be okay on here, but this is what the pen test page is for. And we can see again that there is more pronounced ghosting, and also there is a bit of bleed through. So again, those are another one I will save for. I'll save these for something else. I do want to get, I think the next time I'm out shopping and the next time we get to Walmart, I want to pick up a package of the Inkjoy pens. I've heard a lot of people really love working with the Inkjoy pens, and I haven't had the opportunity to try them yet. So again, I have a thing for pens, so I'm quite happy to I'm quite happy to experiment with them. Now I have a variety of other markers and highlighters that I want to try. I need to have a, what can I put on here? No, that won't work. There we go. I have to weigh that down a bit. I have these 2 packets of the Tombow Twin Tone Dual Tip markers, the pastels and the brights. So we'll give those a try. Just because I've not seen other people using them or saying that they're not a good choice. So I just want to try them out. I have the 2 packets. I love these pens. So let's just try out a couple of them. So and again, they have 2 points. They have a fine point and they have a broader nib. So we'll give these a try and see what we think of them. I have a sneaking feeling that that end is not going to, the broad tip won't work well. But we'll see how the fine point side is. So here we can see that there's, for both, well, this one's not, the fine point's not too bad. Right now I'm really thinking I'm leaning towards my Pigma Microns, my Signo, and the Tool pens. The Staedtler, my Papermate Flare, and my Tombow Twin Tones. I don't think I'll be using those because there is, especially on the broad nib, I won't want to use that for highlighting or for boxing in portions of text. The fine point is not as bad, the ghosting's not as bad, but there is some bleed through. You can see where I've ended each letter. So I think I'm going to opt for not using those guys. Then I have 3 packets of the mild liners. Now a lot of people use these. I actually have a 4th pack because I have an extra marker. I don't know where this, there's a 4th package somewhere. It's probably buried under a bunch of goodness on my desk. But I do own 4 of the packs of the mild liners. And again, with the mild liners, there is a broad highlighting nib, and then there's a smaller bullet point nib. So I want to test a few of these out and see how they work. So I am going to have to be careful with that where I start and where I end, where I come to a stop when I'm highlighting something. There is a little bit of bleed through there. I'm going to try one of the lighter colors. Maybe that's a little better. And again, I can see that there's some bleed through. And then my last collection are a bunch of the Tombow dual brush tips. So the one end is a brush tip for, mostly used for brush lettering, although it can be used as the highlighter row. And the other end is, oops, I just bumped the camera, sorry, is a finer nib. So give these a try. These are a bit wider, so it's harder to control exactly where they're landing. So this is Tombow. And this was color 451. And again, another one. I have quite a few of these. This is color number 533. It's a gorgeous purpley blue. The lighter color is, I might go through and test all of them here later and just mark down which of the colors work out well. But even using the larger point, or the bullet point for writing in the light color, it ghosts a little bit, but it doesn't bleed through. The darker color, it's almost bleeding through, and the ghosting is a little bit darker. Let's try another. So I think if I stick to the pale colors, I'll be okay. This one was color 761. So I think that might be my best bet. Is I do like the Tombows for highlighting. The Tombow dual brush. And again, with as long as I stick to the lighter colors, there really isn't a significant amount of ghosting. And there isn't really much bleed through either. This is color 060, nope, 090. So the pastel ones are a lot more subtle coloring and a lot paler. The yellow I don't think I might use for highlighting, but certainly not for writing, because I can't even read that. Bonus is that there's no bleed through, but you can't read it on this side either. So there we have it. A quick little unboxing and a pen test of some of my options for working through my Bible study. So there we have it. And stay tuned, because in the near future I'm going to start posting a few videos of the studies I have been doing in my Bible, using some of these tools and other goodies. Alrighty everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye now.